when I first started at Crenshaw, it was 1999. That's a long time ago. In 1999, in '98, I think Crenshaw was 3-7 before we got there in '99, and we came in and went to the championship game. So as a first year coach, I was a frost off coach, and I coached the receivers on the varsity level, just kind of helping out, and just that experience where all I knew as a coach was championship. And then the next year I think we went to the semifinals and so on, and that kind of built the Crenshaw, kind of dynasty that it was for so long, where Crenshaw, has won like I think 4 or 5 championships since then. You know what I mean? But we kind of set the tone for that culture. I think the first championship victory was in 2005. That was a great experience, And when I left there, I went to Santa Monica High School, where the year before I became the offensive coordinator, they were 0-9-1. But I'd already gone through that experience at Crenshaw, and okay, these are the things that we need to fix. We got to fix this, this, and this. The attitude, the understanding of the game, and just teaching the game of football in detail. And the first year we went 6-5, lost in the first round of the playoffs, and then the next with a very young team, mind you. And then the next year in 2000, that was 2000. That next year we went 8-3. And we went to we lost in the first round with like a 14-year-old sophomore quarterback, 15-year-old freshman tailback. We were really young, but at that time, because we had so much success with so many young kids, our head coach at the time, I was offense coordinator. Our head coach at the time got an offer to go coach in Virginia. I think they paid him like some ridiculous amount of money to go coach in Virginia, and I got a call to go coach in what was now forming called the Pac-5 when it first started, back in early 2000, mid 2000s. So I went down to Long Beach and became the offensive coordinator down there at Long Beach Jordan High School, and we're trying to build something down there. So we got a chance to really, just got a chance to install some culture in some places and kind of do things, and people look at it in a certain way. Some people don't like the way, sometimes I do things or whatever, but I feel like it works. I feel like it takes a little while to take hold, but once it does, I think it's a really, really special thing.
Did you and Coach Clark coach together at Santa Monica?
No, he was there, I believe. There was another coach who came in after we all left, and I went to Long Beach, and Burnett went to Virginia. There was another coach that was there for about 3 years, and then Coach Clark came in.
Okay.
And he really put the hammer down at Santa Monica. He was really, I think he won like Coach of the Year over there or something like that. He did an awesome job over there.
And with the rivalry, because I know, like, Lawndale for a long time wasn't a part of the Mayor's Cup at all.
Right.
And you guys beat Hawthorne and lost to Lawndale. But how has that rivalry kind of intensified? And how do you feel like, with them winning a state title, coming back next year, how do you feel like the city, at least between those three schools, how do you feel like where's kind of the anticipation and the intensity? Where do you feel like that's at now?
I think with Lawndale, they kind of set a standard. You know what I mean, with the guys that they have, and just that talent level and the coaching, and that's kind of, we want to beat those guys. I mean, that's the team that we really want to whoop them. So we feel like next season, with those guys that came in at the same time as me, year 4, I think that'll be the time that I think we'll be able to kind of take this thing over and really take it to another level. Don't tell Clark I said that, but
yes.
But I feel like that one, and that'll be awesome if we can pull that off. The reigning state champ right now, they're rolling through, their division and doing their thing. It's like, okay, if we can knock them off next season, I think that'll be an accomplishment. With Hawthorne, I think it became to me and my team, it became a super rivalry game. We had our, I'm gonna keep it real with you. We had our scrimmage, pre-week 0 scrimmage against San Clemente, which is a week before the week 0 starts.
Yeah.
The Hawthorne team showed up with their jerseys on at our scrimmage, sat in the stands, came on the sideline. After the game, they came onto the field That's in football that's the ultimate disrespect.
That's like 3 things of disrespect that happened before that. Like, yeah, in the old days, would have been like, wait, why are y'all even here?
And that's how we felt. Like, what are you doing here? Like, what's really going on? And they came on, they were talking trash. I'm like, and you talking trash? We're trying to do our little post scrimmage conversation, talking about what we're going to do on Saturday. We're going to watch film, da 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 da. And here they are. It's like, dude, what are y'all doing? It was totally disrespectful. You know what I mean? And I think there's other stuff that went on, like between the two teams, but it really made it personal to me.
Gamesmanship.
Oh, over the summer, we have a passing league game going on, and we're at the same location, but we weren't scheduled to play each other. And the coach from the other side of the field, like way down on the Barnes, me and you, let's play right now. Don't run from it. Come on. I'm like, I thought we had already said we wasn't gonna play each other, bro. And you gonna call me out in front of all these people in the stands? And, oh, that coach scared. I'm like, oh no, that's not it. And I was like, no, that's okay. We'll see you during the regular season. So and that really made it personal for me, for him to call me out in front of all those people, in front of my team.
Yeah. And
then like, yeah, coach, let's play. Oh, nah, we're not gonna play these dudes right now. We're not gonna give them that, because we've already beaten them 2 times in a row. We beat them. We scored 50 the first 2 times that we played them. You know what I mean? And the second time it was a closer game, but it was like we just want to make sure that this year they understood we're going to make it as physical as possible.
And what was the score this year?
38-6. But we wanted to make it physical, punishing, hard hitting, never quitting, just lay to wood every chance we got, and I think we did that.
And as far as kind of, you talked about homegrown talent, that's kind of, I look at like an Inglewood, and it's scary. Like, they putting 60 buckets on everyone, and you got schools, and I talked this with other guests like Dorsey, who lost a bunch of talent. Like, certain schools, like, just losing a ton of talent to transfers. Other situations, you fighting all that. You got bigger schools coming down to the South Bay. They recruit. Talked to Coach Clark, and he talked about how it's like, yeah, it's a culture that exists. But how are you kind of handling essentially the transfer culture, and how pretty much anyone can go anywhere now? Like, how have you kind of had to rein that in, or
just try to coach my guys that I have? You know what I mean? You really have to teach the game, teach the fundamentals of the game, and try to give your kids all the advantages that you can as far as fundamentals and technique on how to win a football game. I mean, I lost the fastest kid at our school, transferred out. He ran a 10-800 meters as a sophomore, transferred. That hurt. We lost 2 other kids that play receiver that were like 6'2" and 6'3", transferred. But here we are sitting at 3-2, and trying to fight for a playoff spot. You know what I mean? Just coach the guys you got, and roll with those guys, and try to teach them the best you can. And what I would like to see is the kids in the neighborhood see us being successful with the guys that they see at the 7-Eleven on the weekend, see at the CVS, see those guys being successful and going to college, and say, okay, man, I don't have to go way over there to go to school. I can come right here, right around the corner, walk to school every day, and go to college. We have like 4 kids on our team that have 4.0 GPAs. Solomon Hoya is a kid who's already gotten an offer to University of Nevada, and committed, and he's a junior with a 4.0. So it can be done here, and like, I've been here for 2 years. This is my 3rd year coming up. We've already got 3 kids in the college right now on full rides. So, it's something that can happen here. Like, we'll only have 6 seniors this year, but next year we have a pretty big senior class, 20-something kids.
Yeah.
And I want to get at least, a few of those guys into school, maybe like 7, 8 of those guys going into school.
And as far as that, because, I mean, you look at, I talked to Connor Morissette of Scorebook Live, and he talked about how, like, even if you took away Bosco and Mater Dei, that power vacuum isn't going anywhere. So have you ever felt like, yeah, we could look to bring in some transfers, or are you kind of on the, nah, we'll just have our guys. We'll worry about here and anything else. Because, I mean, losing losing kids hurts, and a lot of times no one really talks about like, oh, this school lost a bunch of talent, and people wonder like, well, why are they bad? It's not that they're bad; it's just they lost a bunch of talent. Sarah and I've been watching Narbonne for a while now, and I look at the fact that like they just beat Lawndale. I look at the fact that when they beat Sarah, like 3 of Sarah's best players went to go play at Narbonne. Like I think it was not Mason, not Wade. I don't think it was Mason Williams, but it was 2 corners and a safety, I think. And it's like, well, that's how they're doing it. Obviously, everyone's different. And going forward with what Leuzinger's doing, do you feel like getting back to kind of a level of supremacy in the South Bay to where teams are kind of either afraid to play Leuzinger or they know like when they come to Leuzinger, they're getting some of that old Leuzinger, that old mystique? Like, do the kids even worry about that, or is it just a whole new era?
I think for us, we're taking it one game at a time, just trying to win the next game that's in front of us. I'm not turning down kids who want to transfer to Leuzinger. That's not what I'm saying. But we're not really going out and trying to recruit kids from other schools. No. If they want to come, I'm okay with that. Of course, anybody's okay with a talented kid coming into your program if they can help you, if they're going to do things the right way. Everybody wants that. But what we're really focusing on is the guys that are here with us, making sure they get their grades right. They're not just prepared to graduate. I don't really talk about graduating from high school. I'm talking to my kids every day about going to college. I want you to be college prepared, and people don't understand there's a difference between being a high school graduate qualifier and being a college entrance qualifier. There's different levels to the game. So I'm trying to make sure that they clearly understand that my goal for you is not just to graduate from high school, but to go on to college, because you can graduate with a 2.0, but it's very difficult to get into college with a 2.0. So our goal is 3.0 minimum for our kids. So we just try to set that standard, with the guys that we have, and just try to coach the heck out of them, and really make sure that, hey man, do the right thing, be respectful to your teacher, don't talk back. Don't talk back to that security guard, don't talk back to that administrator. Be respectful to the teacher. Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. And these are conversations that I've had with my team on multiple occasions, where it's like, we'll talk about things like, hey, I want you to do something weird today. I want you to say, yes, sir. And then I want you to look at the person you're saying it to and look at the reaction on their face. They're going to look at you like you're crazy. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. And the kids will come back and say, yeah, coach. Oh, man, they thought I was crazy. They just kind of, and a lot of times people will take a step back and look at the kid like, whoa, he said, yes, sir. He said, yes, ma'am. Because that's something that's kind of, it kind of died in the 80s or 90s or something, man. Just, opening the door for people and holding it and stuff like that. So we talk about those things, just trying to build a culture with the young men, and making sure that they understand it's not okay to cuss in front of adults. It's not okay to cuss at all, but just, just the respect factor.
Yeah.
Just a different deal.
And with, league play coming up, what's your outlook on what you guys have before you, and the history you guys could make going back to the playoffs?
It's gonna be tough. We got Peninsula, Redondo, Miracosta, Palos Verdes, Compton Centennial. Most of those teams are really good. A lot of talent, a lot of money behind them, a lot of personal trainers and dietitians and all that stuff, and it's hard to compete with that, but that's the schedule that's been put in front of us, so that's what we're going to play. We start off with Peninsula this Friday night at Peninsula. They're bringing out lights, so it's going to be a night game, so it starts off there, just kind of see where we are, see if we measure. We want to measure up, and let's see what it is. Let's see what we can do.
Yeah. And as far as kind of, because in an environment like that, like, you're not just battling a team, like, whether it's the refs, the crowd, whatever, just getting to the game, getting settled, the visitors' locker room, all those things. Like, how, in your coaching experience, have you handled that? Whether it was trading tape with somebody, not getting tape back. Like, how have you kind of handled those things, and what are some of the things that stood out to you?
Well, we know going into that situation,